Hello, and welcome to Patti Knits and Spins. I'm Patti, your host. You can find me on Ravelry as Pattisand. There is a group, Patti Knits and Spins Podcast, so please come and join me. If you're a new viewer, thank you for coming in and checking me out. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. Today is episode 32, and I think I'm going to call this The Day of the Computer Fail. Today is August 10th, 2014. On today's show, I will be talking to you about my works in progress, what is off the wheel, stitching, and whatever else crosses my mind. So we're going to throw in a little bit of my adventures this week. The weather has turned beautiful again, so we did go to the fair. I had fair pictures. I don't anymore because Friday I had recorded the whole podcast. It was great. It only took 2 times. I was very happy with it. And I put it on my computer and did the editing. And I have tried 4 different times to get YouTube to accept it. YouTube says it has it. YouTube says it's processing it, but to no avail, it didn't work. Then the computer started shutting itself off like it was overheating. So last night I went to the store and bought myself a brand new computer. And now I'm not sure how this is going to work out because it is one of those brand new systems with Windows 8. I don't know if I like that. I'm too, I don't know. I guess I'm too set in my ways, but I have finally kind of figured it out. I did have to download Movie Maker onto it because it no longer comes on the computer. You have to go to Windows Microsoft and get it. So I did that this morning. I tried recording a podcast on it, but made everything too light. So I'm back on the iPad. And I will be using iMovie and then moving it over to the computer, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it will go on to YouTube and it'll be up. If not, I'll keep trying because I kind of missed you guys. I really wanted to do one. I mean, it's so much fun to sit here and talk to myself, but I know you're out there and I really appreciate you all. So, but you're not here to hear about my computer woes, so let's get on with the knitting. What's on the needles this week? In my Stockinette Zombies bag, I have a hoe. That's right, guys. I finished the first sock. I think it turned out fabulous. It is a little shorter than my normal cuff, because I decided I didn't want to break up the striping sequence by increasing for the calf increases. So I just went ahead, knit the leg and then a 2x2 rib on the top. So for those who haven't seen this before, this is Artistic Yarn by Abby, and she is on Etsy. This is her watermelon sock. You do have to pre-order for this sock. And this is my normal sock for myself. It is the Judy's Magic Cast On for 28 up to 68, my normal length. I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I did do the inside of the ball for the heel so I could keep the striping sequence. And then, like I said, I went up, did 2x2 rib, did the lace bind off so it's nice and stretchy. It fits great. Last week I had just finished the heel, so I finished this sock, went ahead and cast on another sock. Oop, take that off. That was where I was when I recorded on Friday. Okay, I am knitting these on Addy Sock Rockets 1 2.25. So there we go. And here is the cake. And I even have the tag. So there we go. Great socks. I like the base. It's like I said last week, I really do like the base. It's great. The other thing is the Deer Island pullover by Allison Green. I am using Cascade Eco Plus in the 0515 colorway. I have 2 sleeves. This is when Gage attacks. I had the Gage attack me. I had a full sleeve. Should have listened to that little voice in my head that said, that's not going to fit. It's not going to fit, Patty. You need to rip it back. I did end up having to rip it back. So I started it on a size 9, which is a 5.5 millimeter. And then did that, and it was too small for my husband, so I ripped it back out. I am now on a 10. This from the cuff up is a 10, 5.0 millimeter. And I have 1 sleeve, and I had a little issue last night with the sleeve, so I had to rip it back a little bit. But I have the second sleeve. I am done with all the increases, and now I am working on the sleeve cap. So it is going right along, and I'm very, very happy with it. I think that I'm going to do some more gauge work and try to figure out how I can knit for his upper chest size. He does have it 2 inches from difference between his waist and his chest size. So I'm thinking about maybe even going up to a size 11, which is I think a 6.5, but I'm not sure. And knitting until you get past the tummy area, and then going to a size 10 to shrink it back up and make it fit him better. But very happy with it so far. I like it. And this is living in Knitting's My Bags bag. This is the sweater bag. Everything fits in here very, very nicely. And I've even got 2 of the 2 of these in the bottom, so it fits all of that. So that's really great. These bags are fabulous. Nice, huge bags. So here it is. And that is what's on the needles this week. Since I want to get the sweater done and the sock done, I have went ahead and put the designing on hold and then the blue shawl on hold for a while. I want to kind of calm down and step back a little bit and not push myself so hard to get all this stuff finished. My grandmother's also moving, so I'm going to be helping her do that a little bit, and she has to be out of her house by the 29th, and I am going to help with that. So, what's off the wheel? I finished the Hobbledehoy Strawberry Freezer Jam, which was merino, bamboo, and silk. I went ahead and just spun it straight from the braid, like you saw last week, onto one, and I chain plied it. And this is my first very successful chain ply. I have chain plied in the past, and I usually over ply it so it kinks up on itself, and if you're not careful, the single will kink up on itself as you're doing the chain and give you little curlicues in the chain, and I don't like that. The only problem I did run into this week with this is there are areas in it that it was too thin and it snapped, so it broke on me 5 times. But I fixed it, and you're not going to be able to tell when you're knitting it, and you definitely will not be able to tell when it's done. So I was able to get 300 yards of a chain ply, and I'm so happy and so excited about that. I think that this, like I said, has been the first successful of the chain ply. So here we go. I also, Friday, started playing with the blending board again. So Friday and Saturday I had so much fun with it that I got another skein of yarn. This is a whole bunch of mixtures of colors. There is some of the Highland Handmaid's Tessa Silk in here. There's some of the Oatmeal BFL in here. There's Sparkle. I don't know if you guys can see the sparkle, but there's sparkle. There's samples that I got. There's also some samples I received in the Sock Summit 2011. I took a spinning class with Janelle Laidman, and I brought some of that stuff back, and I'd never used it, and it's just been sitting in the stash, so I'm taking up those samples and having a really good time. I am so happy with this. This is about 200 yards. I didn't weigh it, but I'm betting that it's probably 4 ounces. I absolutely would recommend a blending board if you like to play with color and you like to experiment. Perfect tool. Perfect tool. So here we go. I'm almost out of the Tussa silk, so I'm going to have to talk to Heather in the next couple of months and see if she's got any, or see if I can find a different source. But I'm really hoping Heather has some, because I really enjoy Highland Handmade's Tussa silk. It's very nice. I probably am going to start the Malabrigo that's red, so there is definitely a red theme this month. Okay, and that's what's probably going to be going on the wheel next. Stitching. I finished the August Once Upon a Time Fairy Tale Stitch Along. This is the Leaning Tower of Brennan Musicians. I have never heard of it, and I tried to look it up this afternoon, but I must not have looked hard enough because I couldn't find anything on it. But I think it turned out really cute. I'm very, very happy with it. It was really fast and fun. And I'm glad August is done, because that other pattern should be coming out next week. And that is the Mysterious Halloween Town. So, yay! The other thing that came in this week is I finally got all of my supplies for the Mariabella Stitch Along that's happening in January. And here is the Garnet Fairy that I'm going to be stitching. I'm going to be doing that on 32 count linen, and it's got DMC, it's got beads, and there's also some fancy thread in there also. So cross your fingers for me, guys, because this will be the first time I will have stitched on 32 count, and I'm kind of nervous about it, but I think as long as I have good light and good glasses, it'll work out, right? Right. I think that's all I have to say, except that I wanted to wrap up Stash Dash. My Stash Dash totals were 7,803 yards. I did 480 yards in that woven scarf. I spun 3,361 yards, and I knit 3,962 yards. So I want to say a big thank you to Lala of the Knit Girls for having that contest, because it is so much fun to see how much you can do in a short time period. I think that starting in September, I'm going to have a finished object thread, which I will be giving a $10 giftable pattern from Ravelry every month. So starting in September, when you see the thread, throw your FO in the FO thread, and no chatter, please. I do ask that you are a member of the group if you're going to participate. We are still doing the summer knit along. It's running until the 31st of August. If you want to go ahead and throw your stuff in, please do so. All I ask is that it is a fiber craft of some sort. Okay, I think that's all I've got for this week. I will try to throw some pictures in, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure how long this is going to be, because I may try to see if I can condense it down and just shoot it off the iPad and see if that'll work. If not, you won't see this one, and I'll try again. So let's cross our fingers that this works. So again, thank you so much for coming in and checking this out if you are new, and if you're a returning viewer, you guys are great. So I will leave you with whatever you craft. I hope you craft it to your heart's content. See you next week, guys. Bye.